people talking, saying I'm not doing it right. Train roll out of track, I'm on dead end road. Someone's gotta get right now, put the bottle down. Go play, go play. Hopeless, Jesus won't save me. I'm They will keep knocking on my front door. The longing won't go away, 'cause I was coming back for more. You find a spot on the bank, well, willow hangs there. I'm staring up at the sun, yeah, that she's shining down. Hopeless, Jesus won't save me. I'm hopeless. She's on the front porch waiting on. It's been a long night. Cigarettes on my breath again, a black eye from a fight. She hugs me anyway, says I'm glad you're home. A woman like that, son, can save your soul. Hopeless, hopeless, hopeless. Jesus won't save me. I'm
Hi, everybody. How do you like that song? You guys, that is Anthony Nix. His new song dropped today, and that was it. You guys got to hear it. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. I had to drive a lot today for work and had that song on repeat all day long. I probably went about 300 miles today. So, you guys, please, please, please go to iTunes. You can go pick it up there. I was just playing it on Spotify, but let's get him up in the charts. It is such a good song. Selena's in the house. Yes. Selena, can you put it in the chat here? That way we can get folks to go pick up this song because it's incredible. And I think it was so on point. So on point. You know, just the lyrics. It's awesome. So, yes, please, please, please go grab Anthony's song because it's just phenomenal. And I was jamming out to it all day long. And it just is relatable. It is so relatable. I think if you actually like listen to it, it's so relatable. So yeah, go check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify. Go pick it up. So tonight, you know, I kind of want to talk about, okay, yes, there it is right there, Selena. Hopeless iTunes Store. He's at number 40 on the charts right now. That's insane. I love that. Yay, I'm super excited. So there was it wasn't supposed to drop today, and it was a big fiasco. And so he had no time to do pre-sales and all that kind of stuff, but it dropped, and he's number 40 on the charts right now. So go check it out. But I thought it was a perfect song, and to kind of title this live about being hopeless. And a lot of people feel that way. I know I certainly feel that way right now, and trying to understand why, you feel the way I do. Nick's Nation in the house. And, and the holidays and a lot of stuff kind of bring it out, I think, a little more. I had one friend reach out and he's like, I'm just kind of in a funk. I was like, me too. Me too. And it's hard to really describe. It's not just like I'm not in the holiday season. I'm just in a funk. And the past 5.5 months or so have just been difficult, but yet empowering and transformative is really how I want to think about it. 2024 is my year. Gosh, I hope so. I'm going to do my best to make it a good year. And so thinking about like all the different emotions, and I think it's important to really be honest with your emotions and everything that you're feeling, and to talk about them. And that's the whole point in going live and doing this. It's, started out with, okay, here's the receipts, here's all the shit that's being said, and let's call it out. And now it's more, okay, let me understand what's going on, why this is going on. I don't think I'll ever fully understand, because I've mentioned it before. I've never had an experience like this, or anybody in my life that has done these types of things. And again, it still continues, but it you just have to kind of stop and think, and you have to learn. Right, Kevin? I think everybody's feeling a little off right now, but I mean, you talk about throwing a lot at a person. It's been a lot, and it's been a lot to cope with and a lot to understand. So I think that's what's got me feeling this way, and I think it's important to talk about it and understand, because I was never someone that wanted to talk about my emotion. Hi, Chris. Always hid behind them, always, okay, show strong face, let's go, moving on. But at 42, yes, that's my age, I'm finally at a point where I'm like, it's okay. It's okay to show your emotions, to, what do my law enforcement relatives think? They're pissed. I'll just leave it at that. They are pissed. I think part of it too is understanding that somebody like this type of narcissist, this type of person that could treat somebody this way, is that they are constantly trying to remold and reshape and redevelop who they are to remain relative. And they're never fully true with who they are themselves. I think that they lack that understanding. And they'll do anything that they can to try and improve their own image. And that includes everything that you've seen him put me through and other people through. It includes everything at that person's expense, whether it's true or not. They'll stop at nothing to try and make their own image better. And it's the backstabbing, the triangulation, the smearing, everything. And I always hold a pen. I don't know why. The constant negativity, the constant betrayal. It's just all the different things, and trying to be the victim to make themselves look better. And what we always have to consider is that if this is a friend, a family member, a loved one, that they should never, ever do this and cause you harm. If they actually truly love you, why would somebody do this? And so I think that's what that completely kind of caught me off guard, was that that's not what I was exposed to at all, not in the slightest. I grew up with my dad and my stepdad who love their wives, who treat them like queens, that will do anything for them. That's what I was raised with. And so to see this kind of behavior from a man that supposedly loved me and wanted to start a life for me, and this is how he wanted to treat me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And they'll do everything to take you down this destructive road of abuse. And it is abuse. And it's deemed by the courts as abuse. And everything, even the stuff that he does, and not the accountability, or not having that accountability, what he's doing now has a consequence to it. And, he'll get his own, but to me and to the people that cared about him, to my family, to all those that have been involved, and it hurts. It truly hurts. And they want to drive you to a point where you think that you're the insane one. Like, that's their end game. That's their goal, is they want you to think, and they want the whole world to think, that you're the crazy one. But you're not. And they're going to do it. They're going to criticize everything that you do. They're going to project. They're going to be just, not just rude, just cruel. They'll dismiss you. They'll minimalize everything. And it goes back and forth. It's, I'll take responsibility. Nope, I won't, because it was nothing. And then the law gets involved, and you can't hide from that. It is, when the law is involved, it's a big problem. It's a big, big problem. So they'll purposefully shift the blame, right? And they'll come up with all these different excuses as to why they're the ones not at fault. And that's just punching bag. You become that person's punching bag, and everybody else that's around them. I've talked about it. We call them the flying monkeys, and that's what they call them. It's, you become the punching bag for those people. And that's how they play their game. And I talked about a little bit last night about kind of the toll that it takes on the person that's on the receiving end of all this. And it causes anxiety. It causes depression. PTSD. It's real. This is a part of it. You feel like you always have to have your guard up. Like, okay, I kid you not. I was driving down the highway today, and, there wasn't a ton of traffic going, just me and a couple of cars, and we're flying. And a big white Ford comes up behind me. The same grill, everything. And it's just that instant, like, no. It's real. It is 100% real. And you become, I think one of the police officers who's known me since I was a little girl had messaged me and said, you have got to keep your head on a swivel for a very long time. And when he sent that, I was like, okay, yes, I know that, but it's still real now. And that was a couple months ago. And I constantly feel like my head is on a swivel. And I was talking to my family. This was a while ago. And I was talking to my therapist, and he says, what can you do to kind of quiet your mind? What kind of activities do you like to do that can just slow things down inside your head, because you're going 100 miles an hour all the time? And I told my therapist, I said, it used to be driving. Ever since I learned how to drive, I would just drive, and that was my happy place. Get in the car, turn on the radio, or sometimes just silence, and just drive. I love driving. That quieted my mind, because all I had to focus was on the road, and that's what I love to do. And then, anymore, there's a couple reasons why I'm not so fond of driving right now. Number one is, you guys know my ex-husband passed away in a motorcycle accident. So I hear the sound of a motorcycle. I am always looking out for motorcycles, right? Always. And I will for the rest of my life. And I was for months while Dan was still in the state, always looking out for that white pickup truck. I'm not joking. Where is he? Is he following me? Am I safe? Is he pulling up? I didn't know. So driving was no longer a good like mental place for me. I was always on guard, and I was always super paranoid. And today when I saw a truck pull up, it just, all that stuff comes back. You never know when it's going to hit. Yeah, and white, of course, has to be one of the most popular colors and for vehicles. And, even when with my ex-husband and the motorcycle stuff, I would go through that intersection because my brain can't keep quiet about the accident and what happened. And so it's just, I don't know, driving's not my quiet, not my calm down thing anymore. So I've got to figure out what is that next thing for me. And I'm going to have to try and learn something new. But that comes along with these things, and it's no fault of your own. It's somebody else causing this pain and this trauma. Music is important to me. I love music. You guys hear it every night, It's super meaningful, and I love just zoning into music and the artists, and I just love it. But a part of it too is you feel like you kind of lose your sense of self-worth, and you feel like you're no longer the person that you were. Yeah, and he has ruined a lot of songs that I used to like, and now I'm like, ugh, not anymore. I don't know if I can ever listen to Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton again without. God, those were some good songs too. But you feel like you're not yourself. You feel like, okay, so, when I started this relationship, it was the love bombing phase, and I felt good about myself at the time. I don't feel like that person anymore, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. But you start to second guess every decision you make because you realize that you made a lot of bad decisions, and you second guess everything that you do. You feel like you're not good enough, and then you think about, okay, what's my future hold? And, here I am now at 42 years old, just this, what you feel like is a damaged person. And who on earth is going to want to take that in? And not saying that ready for that at all, but it's a lot of work has to be done with me and myself, and appreciating and loving myself. But you feel like, am I good enough? Why did this happen? Is it me? A lot of questions go on. I like that, Brandy. Coloring sounds funny. No, it's coloring is sometimes you can just zone out, and I think that's a great thing. Long time ago, I had like this adult coloring book, and it was really fun. It was really fun to do. I remember one time somebody gave me as a white elephant gift, and I thought it was probably one of the best gifts ever. It was a adult coloring book with adult language. And it was pretty bad. It was bad, but it was awesome. I love puzzles. I love doing puzzles. I love doing puzzles with my niece. I love doing puzzles. Even my mom and I would do puzzles. I love doing puzzles. I just have to find those things that I can really zone out and zone in, if that's even a thing, to quiet my mind. Diamond painting is very calming. I like that. Yeah, there's some videos, if I'm up late at night and I'll be scrolling through TikTok. It's something I've been shutting down. Like once I get off this live, I'm usually shut it down. So I spend 30 minutes of doing this and then put it away. And that has been super helpful because the constant stimulation from the app and stuff, it's not any good for me. So I shut it off, and I've been really getting into like just watching documentaries. I think I don't know. I like doing it. But part of it too is you have to, and I'm not there yet, but you kind of have to start learning how to forgive yourself too. Not that you really did anything wrong to deserve what's happening, but you struggle with the feelings of being unworthy and believing that maybe you had this coming because you didn't see the red flags or you let it carry on for too long. And as a result of that, other people were hurt because of you hanging on. So it's trying to find a way to forgive yourself for not cutting it off sooner. And maybe other people wouldn't have been hurt in the process. Just a year and a half. Barely a year and a half. So it was a really quick relationship, if you look at the big picture. But then there's also, I touched on some of these last night, was there's physical things that happen with you as well. And it's headaches, stomach aches, body aches. You feel like you're not healthy. And you feel like, maybe you're always, I don't know how I felt like for months, like I'm always on the verge of getting like a cold. You just don't feel 100%. There's times where you do, but most of the time you don't feel like you're 100% there. And you just feel worn down. And, I'm like, okay, I'm going to up my vitamins. I'm going to do things differently. I'm eating really, really well. But your brain's constantly on, right? Yes, you feel like it's that empty cup. And you add that on with difficulty sleeping. And so that's why, I do this live, I shut it off, I don't barely go on or look through TikTok or anything before or throughout the day. And I just do this and move on and shift my focus onto other things. Because before, I will admit, when I was quiet for those 4 months, hold on, I want to go back up here. Darlene, sorry for your loss. So thank you for sharing. For the 4 months that I was quiet, it was constant. It was, what is going on? What is happening? What is he saying? All of these things. What's going on out there? And it was constant, just having to see what was going on. No, I don't. Barely on. Might say hi to a couple of friends, come on here for 30 minutes, and then leave. And that has been a game changer for me. It really has, because I'm able to turn it off and walk away. I did come on last night for just a little bit. But I still feel kind of that worn down. And you're just tired, difficulty sleeping, especially during kind of those 4 months. I could barely sleep at all. Stay up late, up early, go. Now, getting much better sleep, feeling a lot better about it because I'm able to turn it off. And being able to do this and having a voice and speaking out is helping in that process. I know some people think how could it, but trust me, it's helping. But other things, hold on just a second, because I wanted to bring some of these things up because I just hinted at them last night. YouTube, I got to get it on YouTube. I'll get both of these on YouTube tonight. There's cognitive problems too that studies have shown that come with it. Talked briefly about short-term memory loss. Your hormones change. A lot of different things happen when you go through this type of trauma or this type of abuse. You can have mood swings, I don't think I do. I could ask others, but I think internally my mood is not well, but I think externally I've been putting up a pretty decent front. But you can become irritable. I know I have. You can also feel like you have no emotions at all. And I've been there many, many times, even recently, where you just feel completely numb to all of it. You just feel like you're a robot, getting up, doing your thing, moving along. And you kind of depersonalize from everything else that's going on. That's hard. That's hard because you want to get up. You want to feel like you have a purpose, just outside of just work and going to work. That fills up my cup every single day. And so I'm so grateful for what I do. But outside of that, you want to feel like you have a purpose. You want to share that experience with people. But it's hard because you sometimes don't feel anything at all. You were like that with the postpartum depression. Yep. Yep. And, you'll have all of these different emotions and mixed emotions, and you feel that rage. How long has it been since we broke up? Since July 12th, so just over 5 months. But it just continues every single day. Every day on this app. It's constant point of discussion. I don't know how people put up with it, but it happens every day. But there's times where you feel angry. There's times where you feel super happy because you're out of it and it's gone, but it still hurts. It still hurts. And that's part of the trauma. And this is what, I've been told to expect. This is everything that I've read, and it's very hard to understand. Yes, and grieving the loss of my ex as well, and grieving the loss of a relationship and somebody that I thought that I would spend my life with, doing this to me, to my family, to many other people. But just grieving the loss of my ex-husband alone, which I'm not sure I fully have. I've been so, I don't know, the distraction of Dan and all that bullshit going on has not really allowed me to, I believe, for myself, properly grieve the loss of my ex-husband. And it was quick and it was sudden, and there were decisions that had to be made, and there was just a lot of moving pieces. So I'm not sure if I have. There's points, it could be random in the middle of the day or something, or just sitting eating dinner and just the waterworks start coming, and I realize that that's okay. That's absolutely 100% okay. Let them flow because you need to get them out. Really, that's what the movie's about. I'll have to check it out. Yep, sleep, appetite, all that kind of stuff. Your stomach is upset, all the time. But it's real. And, I think it's important for people to recognize that when you go through something like this, these emotions are real. And not everybody shares the same experience. Nobody shares the same experience. So it's hard for others to be able to sit back and judge what somebody's going through because you truly don't know. Only that person knows what they're going through. And all you have to do is listen and hear it. And besides all the nonsense of what he's doing and saying on here is it's wrong. It's so wrong. And just his behavior is wrong. I've shown receipts. There's enough out there, and you guys have seen it. But for people to judge when you're on the receiving end of everything, it's very, I don't know how you do it. And so I appreciate having a platform to be able to actually talk about it, that there's people in here every night that are here to listen and learn. And it's helping me. So I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. Do you think continuing to discuss is egging him on? I don't know, because last I heard, he didn't pay attention. He didn't watch it. So I don't know, and I'm not concerned if it is or not. This is my journey, my platform, my story to share, and my experience. I don't expect him to understand it, obviously, because he's the one that put me in this position. Nor do I think he actually cares. Really, truly, because he's not changed one bit. He's actually gotten worse, in my opinion. Yeah. That's what I think. That's solely my opinion. But I can't be too concerned with him because he obviously doesn't give two shits about me. Yeah, I have to laugh sometimes because it's the only way to deal. Yeah, they call it narcissist injury. Yeah. It is what it is. Whatever, there's always consequences, right? Consequences. And you have to deal with those consequences. So, am I concerned that me speaking out is maybe affecting him? Not in the slightest do I care. Nope. He did not care about me at all and still doesn't. He'll say he does. He say, that he loved me, all these things. There's no way. Absolutely no way. No way. So no, I don't care. But I appreciate all of you guys being in here, listening and actually hearing. I truly do. I appreciate it. And it's meant more to me over the past month and a half or so, just to have a network of people that are open to hearing this. And so I appreciate you guys. I did not get last night's video uploaded. I will get last night's live stream on the YouTube channel. I will get tonight's live stream on the YouTube channel. And then you have my email address in my bio here. So if you click my little face, you'll see my email address and then a button to the YouTube channels. So if you want to reach out, please do. I got just an incredible message right before I came on from somebody that's in here every single night, and it truly meant a lot. So you know who you are. Thank you for sending that. Watch the movie Inside and Out. I will for sure. And so you just got done eating Taco Bell? Love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And so what I think too, because I want to keep having these conversations, because if they're not had, I don't even know, but I want to keep talking about this because it is so important. And I learn something new every single day. And I want to speak about it because there's people that can't speak about it. So I want to. And as I continue to learn, I want to continue to share. But I also want to have some fun on here too. And I want to have some good friends. I want to have some fun conversations. And I want to, have that mix, because that's a part of this too. It's bringing fun and bringing back joy. And I want to be able to do that as well. So I'll start thinking about that, how I can infuse that into these lives, but I will commit to still talking about this because it's important. It's important to do. So appreciate all you guys being in here, and I will catch you tomorrow night. Everybody take care.